Dearest Queen, my name is Kublai Jian, but they usually call me Jian. It means strong and vigorous. I'm writing to you from a madhouse in Lincolnshire. I'm sure you know your English towns as well as you know how many toes you have and how many nails are attached to your toes, and that Lincolnshire is where your Lady Thatcher comes from. You may think I am not sober, like the people in this madhouse, but I promise you that at this very moment I am more sober and steady than anyone else here. I believe you understand the justice of this world. I think a powerful person like you can really help me out. In China, we say if you can talk to the boss, then don't talk to the boss's secretary. And if you can talk to the boss's wife, then no need to talk to the boss. So, dear Queen, you are that boss lady. You are the top one. I lived all my life in China, well, up until a few weeks ago. I arrived in London at the end of December and ended up in a wet and poky flat near Mile End Station. It was quite depressing to live on a rotten carpet all day. That was nothing compared with what came afterwards. One morning I was downstairs eating 2 oily sausages, and I found a letter from the UK Home Office, and they had turned down my asylum application. I swallowed the second sausage and decided to fight back. I needed to gather £2,000 for an appeal, plus many extra documents which I don't have. That day I went crazy and began to scream at everyone who was trying to talk to me. And during the night my stomach declared war on me, sharp pains in my intestines. Dear Queen, maybe this is not your business, but I have had very troubled bowels since I was a child, which is exactly what Fidel Castro had suffered from all his life. Bad intestines, knotted and throbbed and bubbled. I thought I was going to die that very night. But I did not die. Next morning, someone took me to a hospital. After an overall checkup with one doctor, he said there was nothing wrong with my bowel, but possibly something wrong with my head. I cursed the man's mother and grandmother and his great-great-uncle. He then immediately sent me to another doctor who specializes on brain but not body. I was so angry and impatient that I hit the brain doctor on his face and smashed his glasses. Right after that, 3 security guards seized me and put me in a van. 2 hours later, I found myself in some ugly suburb with sheep walking in the fields. I arrived in a very lonely town that looked like an old people's retirement village, and only several hours later, I find out this is a psychiatric hospital. They asked me to remove my own clothes and to change into regulation striped pajamas. They said I should rest on a bed in a windowless room. Rest? Rest for what? I shouted to them, but they didn't bother to answer me. Next morning, a consultant psychiatrist called me into an office and told me that I wasn't well enough to leave. It would be best for you to stay here, he said. I argued with him and told him they got me wrong. I was being thrown on a truck blindly and driven to a madhouse like a pig being sent to a slaughterhouse. But he said all patients claimed such things when they first arrived. Soon you'll get used to being here. He patted on my shoulder like I was one of his distant cousins. Now, dearest Queen, let me be direct. Why am I writing to you? I need your help in this country. You may think I am a troublemaker, but I am not. I grew up in Beijing, an ideology-rigid city. That's where my struggle began. In Beijing, I was a punk musician, but I must explain. Being Chinese, punk is very different from your country's youth. You may think we are not decent boys, swearing and spitting, burning our guitars, or taking out our genitals from our jeans on the stage. No, we are not like that at all. We are disciplined, well-educated, and sing about politics and art. But it is not always easy to rage against the government. I think you might like my music, so I'm enclosing our most famous album with the leading song, Long March into the Night.